Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. Hopefully, you guys can see me um, clearly. Happy Monday to you all. Thank you for being here. Um, we're going to talk about a different topic today, but the topic that we're discussing has to do with all of these things come right down to healing. It's so important that we discuss healing, we talk about it. Um, it's an outlet for the pain. So, thank you all for being here. Welcome, newcomers. Thank you as well. Subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment. Just make sure that your comments are respectable because we don't judge here on this channel. We're here to uplift and to help everyone. Um, Okay, guys, with that being said, let's jump into this topic of discussion today. The title is We Must Never Take God Out of the Equation. We must never take God out of the equation. In this world we live in today, guys, 2025, so much is happening, so much. World events are now starting to unravel as we can start to see. Many folks are showing their true self, by riding this hate train. There's so much going on right now that's chaotic and crazy and a lot of drama and toxicity. Mass deportations, loss of employment, people not knowing how they're going to make ends meet. These are definitely um, uncertain times at this moment. Many folks are right now extremely concerned about how all of this is going to play out. You know, I'm also starting to notice noticing something here. And one of the things I'm starting to notice, I have a few notes because I want to cover certain things and not forget and then get off here and say, oh, I should have said that. But I'm beginning to notice that with all these things, horrific things taking place right now, people have taken God, it seems like people have taken God off the table. You know, um, I'm not a religious person. I want to get that understood. I'm not. I've go to church from time to time. Um, I grew up in an organized religion setting, organized cult-like religious setting. But I do love God and I believe in Him and I have a connection with Him. And we don't have, like I always say to you guys, you can pray directly to God through Jesus. You don't have to go through another channel of, to communicate with God, and it's important, now that, and when I say we've taken God out of the equation, what I mean by that is that prayers have been taken out of school, and maybe not everyone is going to agree with me, but you don't have to be a specific religious organization to pray to God, asking Him to help, because divine intervention definitely needs to take place here. And nothing can happen, truly without that. And I know that God is real, and I've seen Him do some miracles in my life. I'm telling you guys, and I have no reason to sit here and make stuff up. He have done so many miracles in my life. It just made me draw closer and pray more. And not only do I pray, but I work in accordance to those prayers. If I'm asking for something specifically, I'm working towards it. I'm not sitting back, waiting for something and not doing the work. That's why I continue to stay on this journey to heal is so important. Also, just asking God, talking to Him like I'm talking to you guys on this platform, and say, God, whether you call Him God or Allah or whatever name you use, you pray to Him and you ask Him for help, because he doesn't really come to us unless we come to Him. We seek Him out and we ask Him for help, because As we do that, He will come through and help us, because so many things are going on today, guys. And we don't even have prayer in school. There was a time where people just pray. It didn't matter what religion that they came from. It's just prayer. They start their day with prayer. And I'm going to tell you something that helps me tremendously, especially, and I started doing this a lot when I was going through 2020 and all the trials and tribulation. Before I start my day, I get up and I pray. Prayer is so important to me. I do my prayers before I even start my day, and I get up early to go to work. And it doesn't matter, prayer is a priority. So that's why I get up a little bit earlier so I can do that. And there's certain um, vows I made to God as I started to get better and heal and do better. I started making vows, and nothing is going to take me away from that. I make sure those vows are something that I can do, something I can handle, and I get that done. And as I do these things and stay on this path, I see things starting to go in the upright, because um, intentions are everything with God. Um, I'm talking about prayer, so I have some more notes here. Sometimes people may be uncomfortable and think God is not going to hear their prayer. Pray to Him. God is no respecter of person. What that means is that you come to Him and ask Him, and your intentions are pure and upright. He's going to answer those prayers, um, because we need that in this world we live in today, with so many horrific things taking place right now. Um, we need Him more than ever to come through and bring about balance and justice. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not religious. I'm not here to give a sermon or a speech. I'm here to tell you, as I heal and do things in upright, and as I stay in prayer, that God has been answering my prayers and helping me. It doesn't matter about the noise, people. We're going to always have some kind of noise and toxicity around us. I have learned through the healing process, through prayer and meditation, how to tune out that noise. Like I said, you ever been on a mountaintop and you hear all this chaos and noise, like, like an echo of something? And as you go higher and higher and higher up, it sounds like a faint noise that eventually you don't hear at all. And that's how it is with me. I can tune stuff out now that is not for my highest good. It took a long time to learn how to do that. And it took time for me to learn how to get answered prayers from God, and all this toxic stuff that people are trying to, because as I started to heal and do the work, what happened is that the people from the past didn't like that, because now I'm doing things for self. I'm not being subservient anymore, and as I start to get better and do better, I start to self care and take care of, things for me and not for everybody else, because I was neglecting everything on my part and helping other people. But like I tell you guys all the time, as I do in prior videos, you are not responsible for anybody else's burdens. You're not here to carry somebody else's burdens. And I refer to them as a metaphor of bricks. Having a ton of bricks on your back. You're not here to carry somebody's bricks up a hill. People have to learn how to um, be responsible for their own situations and not pass them over to other people. And that's what I was allowing to happen. I was allowing others to throw their burdens on my back. And if you do that, you got all these burdens that you're carrying that are not your own. And it's hard to focus and see your own situation because you're carrying everybody else's. And I had to learn through prayer, meditation, and therapy, which I talk about a lot, how to throw those burdens off my back, give my own burdens to God and stay focused on this path of healing. Because without healing, you can't see your way out without healing and prayer. Things just feel heavy and heavier and heavier. And when you have that connection to God in your own way that you connect, daily prayer and meditation is really heavy on my table daily, because that's how I get started with my day. And as I do that, guys, and I've been doing that since 2020, and let me tell you, things don't bother me the way it used to. I mean, sure, I'm human, and things happen. I'm imperfect. But before, I used to have this like rage when somebody cut me off when they're driving, just things. I just tell people, go, let them go, because we're not going to do this. And I give you an example. Somebody tried to start some argument with me or whatever over something so insignificant. And it was online. And I just cut off, block, and delete, and reported it. So anybody coming on here for a fight or to, be careful. And for those who have their own platforms as well, because sometimes you'll have trolls and haters that visit your platform. They're not there to hear the message and to motivate and, uplift. They're there to get some drama started, toxicity. And what I end up doing, give a warning. And if they continue, I just cut them off. They can't send any messages. Of course, they can still watch, but they can't send any messages here, of negativity and toxicity, because at this point I refuse to deal with that. And so I'm not going to go back and forth. And another thing, people, when you go back and forth with people in arguments and stuff, now you're engaging in a toxicity, and then you start to have that heavy load on your back because of it. So I will give a warning, and if it continues, because I would set those boundaries, this needs to stop right now. And if it continues, I just cut off, block, and delete. I have no problem doing this. At first I did, but now I don't, because my peace and self-perseverance is everything. And that's how it should be with you guys. As you start to get on this journey to heal your peace, your self preservation, your physical and mental health is everything. And that's why, I had to put God back on the table, because this is how He lifted me up from a place of nothing. I was down, down, down so bad in 2020 and 2021. And he lifted me up, because there was no way I was getting up, and I asked God for help, and I started little by little, baby steps, just getting one thing done a day. Then as I got stronger, I start to get more things done, you know, and it's not easy, guys. If I tell you that, that's not true. It takes a lot of perseverance, persistence, fighting and crawling through challenges, and none of it is easy. However, though, God is extremely important in my life, because when I was sat down, I start to see the people and the situations around me. I start to see behind the mask that people were wearing, the fakeness, you know, and the how people felt entitled for me to do for them when I have nothing to do with their situations or problems or bills or whatever. But they didn't want to do the work, so hey, let Lisa handle this for me. And it used to really piss me off, because these things had nothing, these burdens had nothing to do with me, you know. But because they didn't want to carry their own burdens and resolve their own situations, oh, Lisa know how to do it better than I can, so give it to her. And I wasn't seeing that before. I had to be sat down to see these things, guys. And as I did the work with therapy and set boundaries, as my therapist told me, people were getting pissed off left and right, and it was all this tension and back and forth. And then um, the more boundaries I set, the more toxicity, the more anger, the more. So I got to the point where, okay, it's time to cut off, block, and delete, because the boundaries that were set, people were disrespecting them. Girl, sit down, shut up kind of attitude. And if I say, don't call me at specific this and that because I'm here, or I'm at work, I'm doing this, and people were calling anyway. So cut off, block, and delete, block their number, block them, because I wasn't going to tolerate this anymore. And I got stronger as I prayed more, as I did more. I got stronger as I drew closer to God. He helped me to make these decisions, because it was hard, because people were coming at me left and right. because they were angry because they didn't have access to me anymore, you know. And like I tell you in many videos, I draw my strength from God. That's where it come from, you know. And I'm not perfect. I have faults like everybody else, but I've learned self-discipline through all of these trials and tribulations and problems that's been going on. Self-discipline, you know. And with that comes self-control, because before, let me tell you, when people would say or do something, I just had this kind of like fuse that I don't anymore. Just, on the highway, just let people go. You want to go ahead on. It's my attitude. Because ego tripping can cause accidents, unsafe situations, whether it's on a highway or in a verbal altercation. I just end it. Okay, we're going to agree to disagree, and that's it. And if not, then if you step over these boundaries that I'm putting up, I'm going to remind you and reiterate, and then I'm going to cut off, block, and delete. And when I do that, people call me cold, but it's not cold, it's self-preservation, because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was busy taking care of everything for everybody else that were felt entitled to me to take care of things that had nothing to do with me. And I'm so glad that I'm at the point where I had to get rid of all of that stuff off my table, because the stress level went down. When you have a lot of toxicity in your life on your plate, it causes all types of stress and health issues, primarily your mental and physical. But, as I got all those bricks off my back, I start to breathe. I felt like alive again. These people have to handle their own problems and situations, and what helped me a lot to make these decisions besides, therapy, is prayer. Staying in prayer with God, asking Him to give me the strength to do this, because it wasn't easy. I put my trust in Him daily, and I just keep moving forward. Faith, meditation, and prayer on a daily basis is a must for me. And time for myself, even if it's 2 hours a day, I have time for myself. It keeps me balanced. It keeps everything in my life balanced. And ask God to help you during uncertain times when everything feels overwhelming to you. Just pray and ask Him. Start with a little prayer, and then, work your way up. It doesn't have to be anything rehearsed. Just pray from within. I drive a lot and talk to God while I'm driving, talk to God before I go to bed. And I don't have rehearsed prayers. I talk from within, and He will listen and hear you. Only God can make our crooked path straight. Never allow the noise around you or fear to stop you from connecting with God. And also, never allow anyone to tell you that you can't heal pains and traumas and grief and all these things in your life. You can do it. The best thing you can do for yourself is to set boundaries and do therapy. And as you do therapy, you start to find ways to do things creatively that's going to help your life. And as you start to do that, you start to get in your comfort zone. And as you start to heal, you self care. As you self care, you self love. And then you take up for yourself when people are trying to step on you. One day at a time, one step at a time, nothing ventured is nothing gained. Take care of yourself on a daily basis. Never let anyone tell you that you're being selfish when you want to take care of yourself and have time to yourself. We all supposed to have that. That's why at work we have vacation time, and we take that so that we can get away from everything, the routine of things, and go and rest, and then come back. We feel rejuvenated. And that's how it is with everything in life, taking time for yourself. And then you get back to the daily routine called life, and do things that uplift your spirit. Be around people who support what you're doing, your healing process, instead of people who want to tear you down. But some people don't want to heal. Some people like the drama, the toxicity. They love all that. Don't let them, use you like a crab in a barrel, that they all trying to crawl out of this barrel and they pulling each other down. Never allow anyone to pull you down. In my case, I would set boundaries with that. Walk towards people and situations that's going to build you up and motivate you to keep staying on this path to move forward. You're going to fall short. I do too all the time, but you don't lay down. You get right back up and keep going. And I'm going to use this metaphor. It's like a baby who's learning how to walk. They don't get up and just walk. Hey, I'm walking. No, they take a few steps, fall down, next day do it again, fall down, until one day they're walking. And that's how we have to do this healing process. We're going to make plenty of mistakes, and it's okay. Be patient with yourself, but stay on this path. Don't give up on yourself, because if you give up on you, then how do you expect other people not to? And if you love you, others will love you as well. Close doors that no longer serve you, and walk towards new beginnings, new doors, because behind those doors are people who are going to understand what you're doing and who you are, and they're going to help you on this path to move forward instead of staying stuck. That's the message today, guys. Take care of your peace, take care of your health and yourself. Never allow anyone to cause you to be broken down, busted, and disgusted. Always work on your healing so that you can acquire inner peace, something that no one can take away from you. What I've learned on this journey so far is how to turn pain into power into purpose, to move forward, not only to help myself, but to pay it forward to help others. And that's what this whole journey called life is about. Well, that's my story today, guys. I hope it's uplifting and it's helping you. Please share it with others. Come back to the channel, because what doesn't resonate with you today may resonate with you tomorrow. This is Lisa, shedding love and light. You guys go enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Bye for now.